Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack 10 absolutely incredible bird facts. I'm talking about real-life avian superpowers that sound completely made up, like something straight out of a comic book. But I promise you, every single one of these is 100% real.
So, let me ask you something. Which bird flies higher than a commercial airplane? Think about it. We're talking cruising altitude, freezing temperatures, and air so ridiculously thin it would knock a human out in seconds. Well, we're going to solve that mystery by the end of our time together today. Or, hey, how about this one? It's an everyday mystery you've probably wondered about while just staring up at a telephone pole. Why don't birds get electrocuted sitting on power lines? It seems like they should be instantly zapped, right? Well, we're going to break down the actual physics of that, too. All right, let's dive right in. We've grouped these amazing facts into 4 distinct categories: Masters of the Sky, Bizarre Bird Biology, Big Brains and Memory, and finally, Extreme Avian Endurance. Starting us off with Part 1, Masters of the Sky. We're exploring the absolute extremes of avian flight and motion. 300 kilometers per hour? Now that's not a high-performance sports car on a straightaway. During a hunting dive, the peregrine falcon actually blows right past that massive speed. And that astonishing velocity officially makes the peregrine falcon not just a fast bird, but literally the fastest animal on planet Earth. It is a true master of aerodynamics. But, mastering the sky isn't always about raw speed. While most birds can only fly forward, hummingbirds possess a completely different superpower. They are the backward flyers. Thanks to their incredibly unique wing movements, hummingbirds can hover perfectly in place and achieve the extremely rare feat of flying in reverse. And that brings us to a really cool contrast, being built for flying versus being built for swimming. Not all masters of movement use the sky. Penguins are indeed birds, but instead of taking to the air, they use their wings as powerful, highly adapted flippers. They've traded atmospheric flight for hydrodynamic efficiency, which makes them remarkably excellent underwater hunters. Moving right along to Section 2, Bizarre Bird Biology. Let's look at the strange science behind some everyday bird sightings. Okay, let's resolve that mystery from earlier. Electricity requires a complete path to flow. When a bird sits on a power line, it's generally touching a single wire. The electricity just stays inside that wire because it's the path of least resistance, keeping the bird perfectly safe. But Step 3 is the kicker. If that bird stretches out and touches a second wire, or literally any grounded object at the exact same time, it completes the circuit and gets a deadly shock. So as long as they stick to just one wire, they are perfectly fine. Now let's talk about a process called pigment accumulation. We all picture flamingos as bright neon pink, right? But here's the thing. Baby flamingos are actually born completely gray or white. It is a massive myth that they start out pink. Their famous color is actually a direct result of their specialized diet. As they eat algae and tiny shrimp over time, the pigments in that food literally accumulate in their feathers, slowly turning them that vibrant pink we all recognize. Next up on the bizarre biology list, 270 degrees. That is exactly how far an owl can rotate its head. And there's a very practical biological reason for this. Owls cannot move their eyes side to side like we can. Their eyes are essentially fixed right in their sockets. So to see what's going on around them, they have to turn their entire head almost completely backward. Just imagine having to spin your whole upper body around just to check your blind spot in traffic. So because they cannot move their eyes and must rotate their heads to look around, the crucial question is, how do they do that without snapping their necks or cutting off blood to their brains? Well, they have special blood vessels and completely unique bone structures that act like a biological safety net. These adaptations perfectly protect the brain, allowing blood to pool and flow continuously, even during that extreme 270-degree rotation. All right, Section 3, Big Brains and Memory. We're diving into the cognitive superpowers of the avian world. Take the crow, for example. It is 100% backed by science that crows can remember your face for years. They possess truly excellent memories. Studies show that not only can they recognize individual human faces, but they also remember who treated them well and who was a threat, and they hold on to that information long term. So yeah, definitely be nice to the crows in your neighborhood. Now imagine trying to function with literally half your brain asleep and the other half completely awake. Sounds impossible, right? But certain seabirds have developed this fascinating sleep mechanism. When they're on these continuous, exhausting long flights across the ocean, they can actually rest one half of their brain while the other half stays fully awake. This literal half-sleep state allows them to navigate and stay aloft without ever having to stop and rest.
And finally, Section 4, Extreme Avian Endurance. Let's look at the birds breaking natural records across the globe.
3.5 meters. That is over 11 feet. We're talking about the massive wingspan of the wandering albatross. It holds the record for the largest wingspan of any living bird. These enormous wings act as highly efficient natural gliders. And because of this structural superpower, the wandering albatross can catch the ocean wind and glide across vast stretches of the sea for hours, expending almost zero physical effort. Which brings us to the bar-headed goose, conquering the Himalayas. And yes, this finally solves our mystery from the very beginning of the explainer. This is indeed the bird that flies higher than a commercial airplane. During its migration, the bar-headed goose flies straight over the Himalayan mountain range at extremely high altitudes.
I mean, how is an extreme high-altitude migration like that even biologically possible? Up there, survival means dealing with dramatically lower oxygen levels and freezing cold temperatures. But the bar-headed goose makes it happen, thanks to highly specialized breathing adaptations and a completely unique blood chemistry that makes them hyper-efficient at absorbing whatever tiny bit of oxygen is available in that thin mountain air.
So, to tie this all together, let's quickly recap our ultimate avian record holders. We've got the peregrine falcon with its ultimate superpower as the fastest animal on Earth at a staggering 300 kilometers per hour. We have the wandering albatross, using its massive 3.5-meter wingspan to basically dominate the oceans. And finally, the bar-headed goose, the ultimate high flyer, conquering the freezing heights of the Himalayas.
So it really leaves you wondering, what other hidden superpowers exist in the natural world all around us? Nature is absolutely packed with incredible creatures holding on to these amazing, hidden abilities, just waiting to be understood. I really hope this explainer sparked your curiosity about the everyday marvels flying right above our heads. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know down in the comments. And please make sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you clear, engaging explainers of the world's most fascinating facts. Keep looking up and keep learning.